Welcome back, everybody. So we're going to be using the Let's Resin Magic Pour. This is a 3-to-1, so for every 3 powder, you want 1 of the water. And we're going to be working on these frames that we've got. So I'm going to get 30 milliliters of the powder as soon as I get the packaging open. There we go. And then 10 milliliters of the water once I put the bucket away. And then you want to mix that up really well. And like I've said in previous videos, you want to mix it up until it's like a pancake batter. And with the Magic Pour, you've got 30 minutes to work with it before it hardens. So you want to get it nice and mixed pretty quick. And I'm going to use this little dropper and get it into the mold, making sure you get all those cracks and crevices, all those little sections. And it's perfectly fine if you get a little on the outside. Once it hardens, you will just pop it out and those little pieces will just, crack right off. So you're good. Give it a couple little taps to make sure everything settles to the bottom. And we're going to move on to our next frame. I've got some leftovers, so we're going to fill up this Halloween mold I got. This one's on Amazon, which I will link both the frame molds and this mold in the description. We're going to fill up those little witch hats. Fill up some of the headstones. And then a little bat. And remember, if you want your piece thinner, you don't have to fill it up all the way. I just wanted to make sure I used up every bit of this. And I have a little still left over, so I'm going to pour it into this bat over here, and you'll notice that I don't fill it up all the way, which is perfectly fine. Or no, I didn't. Never mind. And then we wait 30 minutes. While we're waiting, I'm going to take this wooden circle and I'm going to hot glue a little vintage button onto it. And that is going to be the base of our tree. And then I took some wire. I took 3 pieces of wire all the same length and I twisted them together, made a little base at the bottom by making a circle, and then just spread out the top pieces for the branches. Now the wooden circle and the button I can't link because the wooden circle was given to me by my friend Alita in that glorious box she sent me. And the button was a whatnot seller I found. And she has amazing fabrics and buttons and such. The wire is a very thin wire. I don't remember the gauge, but it's very, very thin. Now I'm just taking toothpicks and I'm cutting them down to size. And I figured I'll paint those brown and make those the tree bark. Right now I'm looking for my brown paint. Quite a bit of paint in my paint basket, so it sometimes takes a little while to find it. But I got it. There we go. We're going to paint the little toothpick. And I'm going to paint that button for the base of the tree. as well as the little circle.
Remember that rainy afternoon, we sat and talked by the window pane. With splashes of our joy, we washed away the gray. Now I mix my memories with a touch of silver glow. Each piece tells a story, in the art my heart will grow. Pour it out, let it shine, making magic one drip at a time. In my heart I create resin dreams that won't wait. Colors swirl, stories blend with every layer. I transcend craft and beauty. I feel alive.
Alright, so our frames are done. There we go. And to be fair, I realized when I was popping those out that I forgot to hit record. Sorry about that. Y'all know how it goes with me. I always forget to hit record. That's a little extra piece. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. And then we're going to pop out our little tombstone.
Pour it out, let it shine.
And our little witch's hat.
Magic one drip at a time. In my heart
And our little bat.
create resin dreams.
And these are perfect because you can just paint them whatever color you want.
Stories blend with every layer. I transcend
And there we go.
beauty. I feel alive in my resin dreams.
Our toothpicks are all painted. Now, I did go out and walk my dog before this part of the video, and I found some sticks. And I said, well, instead of the toothpicks, why not use actual sticks for the tree bark? So I'm breaking it down to size.
We find our light.
And got my moss all ready. Tearing a little bit of that into the small pieces that I'm going to need.
She pours the cup.
And start gluing the moss down onto the circle.
Swirls of gold and aquamarine, dancing light through crystal streams. Her hands create what her heart believes. Glitter falls like summer.
And I'm just using a stick to kind of push it down some.
Every shade has its own name. Petal pink and sunset flame. She's painting life inside a frame.
Now I'm going to glue
Oh, the world is darling.
a few of those sticks up the wire
It all
to create the tree bark.
the flick, a spark, a twist. She remakes it with her wrist. Resin rainbow, heartbeat bright, shining through the darkest night. Every layer tells a tale of a love that won't grow pale. She's the artist, wild and free, drowning down.
And then I'm going to glue, after that I'm going to glue a couple of the pieces of the stick onto the extended pieces of the tree. So we have our branches.
Tiny stars in midnight blue, drips of honey, drops of dew. Every flaw she makes it true. Imperfections shine like new. Marbled skies and oceans crest, pouring out her soul's request.
Then I'm going to take a few of the tiny pieces and glue them at the base, just so it kind of looks like a few branches have fallen. Give it more that tree aspect.
Oh, the world is dull and gray till she turns it all to play. With a flick, a spark, a twist, she remains
And there we go.
with her.
Our tree in the middle of the grass. And I'm just going to paint this frame. And once again, I forgot to hit record when I started painting it. I think it's fine. Paint the whole thing. I'm painting in a dark pewter gray. And that way it's got some light spots and some dark spots as well. Getting the whole thing covered. Make sure you paint the inside circle and the outside sides as well. And then we're going to paint our little bat. We're going to paint him in that same dark pewter gray. Now, to be fair, I kind of realized I should have painted the back of the frame right here, but I forgot. So we're getting the sides for our little bat, trying to make him hold still while we get the sides, because man, these pieces like to scoot around. You see him? He's just moving. I'm trying to get paint on him. He's just scooting all over the place. I'm going to let those dry. And then with the power of editing, wow! Drew and painted a picture and added a coat of UV clear resin over the top to seal it. And then we're going to glue in some moss around the frame. So now I'm just deciding where exactly I want it to sit on our little tree. And don't worry, I see those white pieces there. I'll get them. Not quite sure what I'm doing at this point. Really not. Got any guesses at what I'm doing at the midpoint of 1455? Let me know what you think. Because I'm not 100% sure. And we're going to glue some more of the moss right up in this little corner here. Figure out a placement for our little bat. Now I'm going to paint the back of the bat. Now that his front piece is all dry. And of course it wouldn't be a me video if some of it was off camera. And then I'm going to take a makeup eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to sponge on some of the black paint onto the back of this frame because I want it very thin. You see that little section there at the bottom that won't cover with paint? That's because that's where the E7000 glue was when I glued the picture into the frame. Now on the frame I've also taken a silver marker and I've kind of gone over it and highlighted the raised portions of the frame just to give it a little more depth. And here my brain's going a mile a minute trying to decide if the bat is the way I want to go. And when I think, I clean. Thought about the hat. No. I'll stick with the bat. And once again, not sure what I was doing at this point. The joy of being artistic is when you figure out other projects to do while you're in the middle of another project. So I'm just going to hot glue the bottom part here that sits in the grass and angle it just slightly and then glue the back to the branches of the tree. Hold that in place. And then we're going to put some glue onto the tree to hold our bat into place. Let that glue dry. And there we go, we have our tiny little bat. Decided I want a little more moss in there. Add a little bit more glue up at the top to make sure it's good and secure. Add a little more moss to hide the glue. And I found some spaces on the circle that need a little more moss on them too. And of course, I'm off camera. Alright, there we go. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and I can't wait to show you what I've got planned for the next video. So many cool things. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See you next time.